Hello and welcome to my build of the Dinky 162 Triumph 1600, and as you can see here, the picture as it is of a rather battered and beaten and player-worn example, and it's not looking. At some time I think they played darts with it, because there's a hole in the front screen and the rear screen. It doesn't look big enough for a pellet gun, so I'm suspecting darts. And here we are on the turntable, looking quite sad for itself. And there you can see the hole in the rear window. It's even smaller than a 177 pellet, to be honest, that. So I think at some point they've played darts with it, or pushed some other sort of sharp bar through. It's not had an easy life anyway. It's not had too bad a one, it's all there, and apart from the holes in the screen, it's not too bad wear really. And here I am taking my centre punch to the rivet at the bottom. Unfortunately it didn't live up to the name, I missed the centre. But yeah, you know, it was close enough. Feck it. And there we go, give it another couple of pops to make sure it's in sound. And here I'm levering off the base. And still levering it off. And when it does finally pop, we pop out all the gubbins. And here I'm starting to drill the hole to actually make the pilot hole for the tap. And here the tap's going in. And driving the tap down and in. And there it's tapped and I'm putting the screw in. And here I am dragging the seat across. As you can see, I think it spent some of the time in the sea at Blackpool amongst the donkeys. Mixture of donkey shit and sand and seawater. And floating condoms, etc. You name it, it's all in there. And here, I'm mixing the paint up before I strip the paint off. I'm actually, the first one I'm using is Vallejo, and it's the sky blue, which was way too bright, so I mixed in some field grey, German uniform colour, still a bit on bright side, so I added a little bit of green as well to bring it up, but I added more field blue. And I ended up with this colour, which at that point I was quite satisfied it was a good match. As you can see, it's matching in well with the other paint. So at this point it was decided to strip it, and the base is in there for stripping the black paint off the bottom, and also to help with stripping the rust off the interior. Into the caustic bath of doom you go, me laddie. And there you can see the gubbins and shite spinning round in the vortexes, etc. And here I've got the wire wheel of doom mount. Just wire wheeling the bonnet, the boot lid, and the actual main body casting. Getting any oxidisation and old paint remains off. There's obviously the scratches from years of play wear, but I like bits and pieces left of as a remember of patina from each year's gone by. Now I'm taking the rust off the inside plate. The suspension plate, I didn't bother stripping, it'd have been too much hassle for not much more benefits. Sometimes it's good to know where you can stop, where you can carry on. Stripping, if you can work on it as a unit, I rarely see any point in stripping. And there's the basic unit. And what I'm going to be doing, here you can see it, I've got the gum blue out. I'm going to be treating the suspension, you're never going to see it, but it's more of a anti-corrosion treatment than a decorative one, because you won't see it's inside. And it probably won't be as susceptible to corrosion as it was before, because it's not going outside into damp areas. And here what I'm doing, I've got a felt brush, I'm putting a bit of oil on the axle, and I'm polishing the wheel with a felt brush. I push the brush into it and let it take the contour of the wheel. And here, what I do as well, it's a double thing, where it actually spins the wheel as well, therefore cleaning and lubricating the axle. And there I sprayed the base black. And here, I'm putting some primer on the body. Just dusting it on. I don't really like putting too much primer on, so long as that grips to your actual surface and makes it ready for the actual paint. And here I'm using an artist hog hair flat. It's called a flat hog hair brush. It makes a good brush for scrubbing with water for interiors. Some I have in my armoury anyway, so it's useful for using for a brush for scrubbing. And it came up quite nice. There's still bits where it scratched it a bit, but it's all livable with. I'm happy enough. And at this point I'm going to be doing the tyres. And this is Autoglym bumper and trim. It's a silicone polish. If the tyres are in good condition, it's worth just taking them off and cleaning them with this. And in turn it'll actually protect and clean. They'll be coming down in a minute so you can see me scrubbing them with toothbrush. But there's the gel in amongst the tyres. And just scrubbing them for cleaning. Do, 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 do. And the music you're listening to, it's Melodic Trance by the Warricles. Well, it's the genres Melodic Trance and the group's the Warricles. And there we go, that's the finished job. and they do look quite good. Ready for a new lease of life once it's done. And here I'm spraying the body colour. It's pretty close in tone to the primer and lightness, so it were quite hard at first seeing where you'd sprayed and where you hadn't. One of them colours. And I'm going to really have to sort my studio and work area out so I can put my spray booth up properly. Make use out of it, I didn't buy it for nothing. And here, I'm putting the tyres onto the wheels, and as you can see it's a big difference. All the rust markings gone, all the mud. The axles in the middle have been shone up as well. A word of warning though, when you use that method that I use, where I push the felt buffer into it to take the shape of the wheel, it does get very hot when you're polishing. So watch where you're touching. But it works a treat. And there we are. Nice looking handsome chassis. Big difference to what it came in as. Another one that came in with this, I'm waiting for parts from Model Supplies, but I got a Mini Cooper S police car, a dinky that I'll be doing in the future. I'm just waiting for a door for it. I've got the stickers for it and I've got the jewels for the headlights and stuff, so all I'm waiting for now is the door to arrive. I've put an order in with Model Supplies and Black Square decals for the next coming months, so I've got a few nice ones coming up. And here we are. Here's one of my purchases recently. I bought a job lot of diamantes or whatever jewels for the headlights. Reasonable price I found them for. And I've got all the different sizes, main sizes to use. So it's looking a good deal better. And just dabbing the super glue in there. Dab another little bit in, so I top it up. Make sure it's held in proper. And there I'm just dropping the diamante in. And there we go. It was such a nice touch that on the toy cars of the period. It looks so convincing. And here we go, another quick glance at it. And here I'm painting the silver on the grille. And starting to look better and better as it goes. And here just putting some black on the airbox. And the radiator. Because Triumph rocker covers I had about, I think it were 3 or 4 Heralds. So it's similar engine that used the 1300. They were in the 1360 Heralds. And they used to have either a silver or a copper coloured rocket cover. And there I'm just putting a dab of black for the badge. And here I'm just applying number plates. I did a rear one and a front one. Not the one I wanted, because I took the one I wanted off originally and dropped it. But it looks decent enough on it. It's quite a bit earlier plate, but there's nothing to say they couldn't have had a private plate on from an older vehicle. And there I'm taking the screw out, ready to put it back together. Windows gone in, boots gone up. Interior will go in now. There we go. And the bonnet were a bit trickier to get in. I did a bit off camera there, got the base on. Faffed around with the bonnet again. Anyway, here's the starting point. A beaten, battered and worn pre-loved Triumph 1300. I nearly bought one of the real things, although the later versions and stuff were called Toledos, and the same body shape was used on the Toledos, the Dolomites. It was a really pretty concept of a design, really. Especially the Dolomite Sprints. If you can find one now, the real one, they fetch a big buck or two. And anyway, here's where we finished up with the finished article. Looking very pretty in its blue colour, which has always been one of my favourite Triumph colours. It's like a powdery baby blue. The colour my Herald should have been in with this and white, one of them. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. To all my subscribers, thank you very much. And take care in these COVID times. And catch you on my next video. Bye for now.